Hello everybody, welcome back to the homestead. My name's Forrest Stevens if you're new to this channel. Today I'm getting my lights in to set up some indoor seed starting area. I'm going to also be making an organic fertilizer out of banana peels and molasses, so you guys can check out the recipe I'm going to use for that. Alright, so let's get the day going here. It's actually +1 for the first time in a long time, and we got tons of snow melt happening. So here's another thing that I've done recently, and there will be a full video on this. But this, I don't know if you guys saw what this used to be like, but this was a brick chimney with a wooden support system, and I've turned it into shelving on the inside and out, and this is a natural plaster that I made out of clay, sand, and wheat paste. And yeah, we got some plants going on here. This is some weed I actually grew, and a beautiful little view. All right, so these are the lights I got. They're supposed to be equivalent to like a T5 fluorescent bulb, and they all can connect together and be daisy chained, which is really nice. Let's plug it in and see. So that's it there. Pretty much just an LED strip. There's 6,500 Kelvin, so they work really good for veg. Wouldn't work for flowering, but I plan on just doing sprouts with these, so they should go well. 4 feet long, and there's 8 of them. But yeah, we'll see how they are. I'm gonna actually test their true wattage, but they're supposed to be 20 watts each. And yeah, and I got some popsicle sticks too, so we can really get sprouting today. But before I do that, I want to make this organic fertilizer, and right now I have just a yogurt container full of banana peels. But before I do that even, I have to transfer out some ferments that I've been working on. This is a ginger, carrot, and cumin sauerkraut type ferment, so it's a dry salt rub, and then it ferments in its own juices, and this smells incredible when I open it up. And it is incredible. It smells so good. It's brought out all this natural acidity. I made this 3 weeks ago, and I'm just transferring it to smaller jars to put in the fridge. And yeah, it's just incredible tasting. Let's just grab some of that. Super, super acidic, flavorful, punchy, and just will go on pretty much anything. That's so good. The reason that you want to ferment vegetables obviously is to preserve them and keep them longer, but the fermenting also it introduces a lot of beneficial probiotics to the food itself, because that's what begins to break it down. And then also that breakdown actually starts to expose a lot of the nutrients that are hidden inside of the food that don't get absorbed when you just eat them raw or cooked. In this case, they're more readily available, a lot of nutrients. So fermented food can actually be a lot more nutritious than even raw food is. All right, so it's time to make some organic fertilizer. The ingredients we're gonna use are banana peels, and I have a few other scraps in here. I actually have some of those carrots, just the top ones that didn't look so good. Banana peels, there's some spinach in here, and that will give us mostly potassium and phosphorus, which is perfect for something that might be blooming, flowering, or fruiting. You can also do this with nitrogen-rich things, for instance, the spinach or some sort of greens that you can harvest. You know, there's a lot of things rich in nitrogen that you can think of. Anything pretty much that's dark green will have a lot of nitrogen in it. What we're going to use is we're going to use this for our fermenting vessel. This glass is great because you can clean it. You know, we're fermenting pretty much compost in here, but we'll be able to get a thorough clean and be able to use this any which way we want. But essentially all we need is a fermenting vessel, a scale to be able to measure our ingredients, something to weigh it down. Unfortunately, I don't have any stones available, and the ground is frozen, so I can't dig any up. And then a top that either vents, or you could even use a coffee filter and a rubber band to cover that up. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how much weight we have in our compost ingredients. We're going to weigh that all out. These are all nice organic banana peels that are pretty fresh. We don't want anything necessarily that's starting to mold or anything like that. We're creating an ecosystem that's going to thrive off of the sugars in here and create a nice bacteria that then we introduce into our soils. We don't want blue mold, we don't want white mold, that kind of stuff. We want pretty fresh ingredients so that we can get exactly what we do want. Okay, let me just see here. So this one, like I said, is going to be higher in potassium than anything else because obviously the banana peels. I got some coffee grounds I'm going to add in there too. So 486 grams of that. This is Blackstrap Molasses. And we're going to do 486 grams of this as well. We're just going to let this sit for 30 minutes. Then we're going to give it a stir. And then we're going to put this weight on and the lid on. And let it sit for 2 weeks in the shade or shadows, I guess, is a better explanation. There we go. So this is a watt meter that I've put in the wall here, and I'm testing these lights. There's 2 of them hooked up, and they're drawing 40 watts, 40.4. And let's disconnect this one. And we got 20.1. So I thought I was gonna set everything up here. I've brought down ton of wood, ton of tools, just spent a whole bunch of time planning that space. But now I'm thinking, why don't I just retrofit this shelving unit? I think this might work. I put this in here, this fits, these things fit just like this, which is unfortunate because if they could go all the way up, that would be a little bit better, but I might just have to cut some grooves or something. Okay, so here's what we got. We got some Roma tomato and some broccoli going on, and that's pretty much all I can plant right now. Even still, it might be a little early for broccoli. Here we have the onions. These Jiffy trays are widely available, which is one reason I wanted to kind of give them a test. The other reason is because they're the only thing available locally. These I had to get earlier, and I had to kind of travel out of town to get them. I might try to get more because I like how you know, you don't have to transplant these as early. These are 3-inch diameters, so you can really get a decent sized plant and then go transplant it right away. Whereas with these, I think, you know, there's not a ton of soil for it to grow in, so you can only get it you know, to maybe fill this greenhouse here before you have to transplant it. But this is cool because right now, you know, while we wait for seeds, I can just have these on. I mean, I don't even need them on right now because it's just sprouting. But the other ones I've just disconnected, and I can just reconnect at any time by plugging this one in. And because they're all daisy chained, it all just turns on. We'll just have to wait and see how effective these lights actually are, but so far for the value of them, the construction of them, I think they're going to serve their purpose quite well. And the links will be in the description if you guys want to check out more, but stay tuned to see how these turn out for sure.
What are you doing?
Filming. How's the soup?
I need you to taste it.
Yum.
It needs something.
It looks really good.
Unblocked, balanced, it can manifest as always voicing the truth, honoring the word, authenticity, knowledge, and the ability to communicate effectively.
And I love having this here. It's so nice. Things are really starting to come together on the homestead. Putting that lighting in, I was kind of expecting a way bigger job than it ended up being. Just having retrofitted those shelves that were already down there, it saved a ton of time, and it was just really easy. You know, it was 45 minutes of work, you know, instead of really all day or maybe even multiple days to really kind of set those shelves that I envisioned in my head up. But yeah, I think those shelves are gonna work good. I think those lights are gonna work good. I'm a little, you know, after doing a little bit more research, I wish that I had gone with something a little bit more bright and more intense, because they just have more uses past just the seedlings. With these T5 lights, I'm worried that just because of the proximity that you need to get them to your plant, that they won't really work for anything else. They don't shine enough bright and high intensity light for like any serious indoor growing. If I was ever to do tomatoes or peppers or something, or just even leafy greens, like maybe microgreens, I guess I could possibly do with this. And that's actually something I've considered growing in the past. So maybe I'll make a nice little microgreen setup after I use these for the seedlings for this spring. Oh man, I'm so excited for this spring actually. Just thinking about it now, it's getting me really stoked doing this work that's very purposeful for the spring season. We're gonna really just create our own produce aisle and more in our yard, and we're gonna start preserving, we're gonna start learning, and we're gonna start sharing and growing growing food, but growing as people. The homestead's gonna grow, the message is gonna grow, the channel's gonna grow, thanks to all you. Really appreciate that. And we're just gonna keep it going. So appreciate you all in the year 2021. Love you all. Just thanks for sticking it out on this channel and for coming with me and exploring what is possible. You know, I'm doing a lot of sort of DIY, simple solution type stuff to these complex global problems that impact every single person. Food security, housing security, waste management. These are things that we got to think of. Medicine, you know, everything. And the way that I'm starting to live on the homestead now, especially after starting doing the Kundalini practice regularly. I've been doing that straight for a month now, plus daily meditations now. That has completely changed the game for me personally, and continues to sort of have its effect on the other things around me and Emily. So it's good. Everything's growing, everything's doing well, and appreciate y'all for checking in and keeping tuned up to this channel. And we'll see you on the next video. Appreciate all the Patreons. Just want to give a quick shout out before I let you guys go. Patreons, we love you and we appreciate you, and you're really making this happen for us. If you want to help out and support the dreams of one young man here and make this possible, consider becoming a Patreon. Either way, appreciate the view, the comments, the likes, the subscribes. It means a ton, and we'll see you on the next video.